Get ready to have your mind blown by 50 wild facts about Tennessee. Because today, almost every "wait what" moment you have is absolutely real, no matter how bizarre it sounds. Tennessee isn't just the volunteer state for its famous history of pitching in. It's a state stitched together with strange marvels, musical legends, jaw-dropping nature, and even more jaw-dropping trivia. For starters, did you know Tennessee is bordered by 8 other states? Yep, only Missouri can tie that record. So if your goal is to rack up state signs on your next road trip, just hang out in Tennessee and drive in any direction. Plus, the state's geography is wild. Over 10,000 caves and caverns are hidden beneath its soil, making it a spelunker's paradise. Grab a flashlight and you might find out where the Cave State nickname came from. Although with that many underground hideouts, it might get lonely pretty fast. And speaking of underground, Reelfoot Lake, the state's only natural large lake, was formed by a whopping series of earthquakes in the early 1800s. People said the earth shook so hard, it made the Mississippi River run backward. The name Tennessee itself is a mystery. It likely comes from Native American villages called Tanasi or Tanasqui. But no one knows for sure. What we do know is this. Tennessee was the first state created after America's original 13 colonies and joined as the 16th state in 1796. Right from the start, Tennessee volunteered like no other. During the War of 1812, an estimated 20,000 men signed up, earning the Volunteer State nickname. When the Mexican-American War rolled around, 30,000 Tennesseans rushed to enlist, way more volunteers than anyone expected. Now let's talk music, because in Tennessee, music isn't just something you listen to. It's practically the air itself. The Grand Ole Opry in Nashville is the longest-running live radio program in the world, running since 1925. Nashville's not called Music City for nothing. Everyone from Johnny Cash to Taylor Swift has made their mark here. The Country Music Hall of Fame and the famous Broadway streets see guitar cases and cowboy boots strutting day and night. Memphis, meanwhile, is the land of the blues, soul, and rock and roll. Elvis Presley, even just his house Graceland, draws over 500,000 visitors a year, second only to the White House in American home tour popularity. That's a whole lot of hunka-hunka visitors, and here's a curveball. Tennessee is where you can find a full-scale replica of the Parthenon. Yes, like in Athens, Greece. Built in Nashville for the 1897 Centennial Exposition, the Parthenon stands tall in Centennial Park and is now an art museum, and is just one reason the city is sometimes called the Athens of the South. For adventurous taste buds, Tennessee delivers. Cotton candy, once known as fairy floss, was invented here in 1897 by a dentist and a candy maker. Talk about job security. That's hardly the end. Moon pies, those iconic marshmallow treats, were born in Chattanooga in 1917. And Mountain Dew began in Knoxville, first intended as a whiskey mixer before becoming a global sensation for caffeine lovers. And of course, Tennessee whiskey isn't just a drink, it's a legend. Jack Daniel's, based in Lynchburg, is easily the world's most famous. But here's the twist. You can't legally buy a Jack Daniel's cocktail in the very county where it's made, because Lynchburg sits in a dry county. The Museum of Salt and Pepper Shakers in Gatlinburg is more than just a quirky roadside stop. It's a global collection of creativity showcasing over 20,000 pairs from every corner of the world. Opened by archaeologist Andrea Ludden in 2002, the museum boasts shakers shaped like cartoon characters, presidents, animals, vegetables, and wild designs you never dreamed of seeing at a dinner table. The massive collection even includes a world-class array of peppermills. Every aisle is a kaleidoscope of color, pop culture, and history, celebrating not only the fun and practicality of salt and pepper shakers, but the artistic imagination that went into everyday objects. Visitors are often surprised at how something so simple can capture decades of culture, humor, and style. From vintage Disney icons to kitschy souvenirs, and even shakers inspired by world events walking through, people realize that ordinary can be extraordinary when thousands of shakers, each with a story, stand side by side. So if you ever wondered how humans turn the practical into the amazing, one stroll through this museum delivers the answer, and a ton of smiles. But history here isn't just quirky, it's monumental. Tennessee was the last state to leave the Union during the Civil War, and the first to rejoin. Davy Crockett, the king of the wild frontier, was born here and became a congressman and folk legend. The state was home to Presidents Andrew Jackson, James K. Polk, and Andrew Johnson. And in Memphis, the Lorraine Motel stands as one of the most solemn sights in American history. It's where Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated in 1968, a tragedy that helped galvanize the civil rights movement. Feeling rebellious? The Scopes monkey trial took place in Dayton, Tennessee, when teacher John Scopes was tried for teaching evolution in 1925. The whole event turned the small town into a media circus and sparked debates that echo today. And only in Tennessee can you still find some of the silliest state laws. In some parts, sharing your Netflix password could actually land you a fine, and it's technically illegal to hunt whales from a moving vehicle. Honestly, if you spot a whale in Tennessee, call someone quick. Nature lovers, rejoice. The Great Smoky Mountains National Park, shared with North Carolina, is the country's most visited national park, drawing millions every year for its misty peaks, waterfalls, and forests thick with deer, bears, and wildflowers. More than 1,500 types of flowering plants bloom here, hence the Smoky in the mountain name, which comes from the natural blue haze created by the forest's emissions of volatile organic compounds. Still not amazed? Tennessee boasts the turtle capital of the world, thanks to the numerous species that call its waterways home. Plus, Sevierville and Pigeon Forge are a mini golfer's heaven, with more mini golf courses than you could play in a year. Don't forget, Dollywood, Dolly Parton's world-famous theme park, calls Pigeon Forge home and draws big crowds with roller coasters, bluegrass, and southern food that'll knock your socks off. If you want proof of the weirdest, Tennessee delivers. In the Norris Dam area, entire communities and archaeological sites sit preserved underwater, with discoveries of human remains revealing ancient burial practices, and even fire-scarred bark-lined burial chambers. During the dam's construction in the 1930s, archaeologists uncovered astonishing finds: skeletons in fetal positions, carefully wrapped in woven fabric and placed in bark-lined hollows with ash, all signs of intricate ceremonial burials. Some burials even included skulls nestled inside massive conch shells transported hundreds of miles from the Gulf, hinting at ancient connections with distant cultures. These graves were not just random, but evidence of powerful rituals and a profound spiritual connection, leaving many archaeologists with more questions than answers as the waters rose and swallowed the evidence forever. Meanwhile, Knoxville invented the beloved moon pie, and the city holds a unique place in snack history: the famous Maxwell House. Coffee? Named after a Nashville hotel, it started here too. Tennessee's history isn't just preserved in museums, it's buried beneath lakes and baked into every bite and sip. Tennessee is also filled with sports legends and fierce rivalries, college football especially. The University of Tennessee Volunteers are practically a religion on game day, and the Tennessee Titans bring NFL fever to Nashville. Now catch this. During the 1897 Nashville Exposition, planners built a temporary full-scale replica of the Parthenon. It was so beloved that they kept it. Now a centerpiece of Centennial Park music, fans can wander down Nashville's Broadway any night and hear future chart toppers cutting their teeth in honky-tonks and bars. Meanwhile, Memphis's Beale Street is so drenched in musical history that strolls down its stretch are basically required if you want street cred. Tennessee's natural extremes are just as fascinating. At Clingman's Dome, the highest point in the Smokies, you can see 7 states on a clear day, and in summer, synchronized fireflies put on a glowing light show you simply can't find anywhere else. What about inventions? In addition to cotton candy and Mountain Dew, Tennessee is the birthplace of Bush's baked beans, the tow truck, and even the Oak Ridge National Laboratory, which played a crucial role in the Manhattan Project during World War II. The atomic bomb's uranium was processed here, a state that helped change world history, hidden in plain sight. Secretly competitive, Tennessee has the largest artificial ski slope in the country, at Ober-Gatlinburg, and if you love water parks, Wild Water Dome in Sevierville is the largest indoor water park in the state. The record-breaking continues with the tallest freestanding elevator in the country at Gatlinburg's Space Needle. Tennessee's caves aren't just mysterious, they've become legends in pop culture. While the claustrophobic, monster-filled nightmare of The Descent was filmed mostly on studio sets, the spooky vibe was inspired by the state's endless real-life caverns, which lure explorers every year with their eerie passageways and spectral silence. Some Tennessee caves, like the caverns in Grundy County, even host underground concerts and special horror movie screenings, amplifying the thrill with lantern-lit tours and echoing music. Just imagine sitting deep below the earth, surrounded by shadows and ancient stone, watching a terrifying cave movie, where the only monsters you'll meet are the ones on screen, even as the chilling reality of the caves themselves makes your heart pound a little faster. Tennessee's underground world has a way of mixing suspense, awe, and strange fun all at once. Foodies have no shortage of signature eats. Hot chicken was invented in Nashville. Legend has it, it was accidental, born from a revenge prank involving a lot of spicy pepper. Barbecue style in Tennessee is its own unique blend, celebrating the best bits of both Memphis and Southern traditions. One particularly electrifying tale. During the infamous New Madrid earthquakes, church bells rang in Boston, and the ground opened up to form Reelfoot Lake today. Fishermen say it's one of the most unique places in the South, a place literally born from disaster. If wandering is your thing, the Tennessee River traces a giant S-shape through the state, and the Tennessee Valley Authority, TVA, became one of the greatest public works programs during the Great Depression, transforming life and energy for millions. Speaking of energy, the Athens of the South nickname for Nashville comes from its reputation for culture and learning, with over 24 higher education institutions, including Vanderbilt. In the 1800s, Nashville became a music and publishing capital, forever tying the city's destiny and its storytelling soul to the arts. Wild roadside attractions? Try the world's largest treehouse, or the Bell Witch Cave near Adams, where one of America's best-known ghost stories supposedly unfolded brave enough to spend the night. From the smoky Blue Ridges to the barbecue smoke in Memphis, from moonshine stills to mountain stories, there are always another 50 wild things waiting to surprise you, and everyone is stranger than fiction.